Hello everyone and welcome back to the Microsoft Excel application course. In today's course we will continue with the components of Microsoft Excel window or environment. So to do that we pull up again the workbook that we have created called book 1, and in the last video we created a number of sheets and showed you what a worksheet and the cells look like and what they are. In this video, we're going to talk about a number of things. One of them is the name box. So if I point to this area, you see the name box. What does the name box do? So if you look at what you see in the name box, you see H6, H8. And basically the name box tells you the position of your cell pointer. And the cell pointer, like we said, is the box here. So where is the position I am in the worksheet? So this is column H, row 8. So if I move to a different position by clicking on it, then the name box shows me that I'm in F4. That's basically what the name box does. Now if I select a number of cells, for example, let's say I want to go from D5 to D10. I click D5, I hold the mouse and I drag to D10. Watch what happens here. So it's at D5 because I started there, but what happens when I go from D5 to D10? I start again. This is D5, and if I move, so you see one movement says I have 2 rows under 1 column. That is row 5 and 6 in column D. 3 rows, 1 column. And if I go to 10, it will be 6 rows, 1 column. So you can also use that as a way of counting the number of rows you've selected if you're not sure. So that's the name box, and you can also click to see maybe a history of what has happened, but for now nothing. Another thing we want to talk about is the formula bar. Now the formula bar is this open bar you see here. Now the formula bar can do a number of things. Like the name says, formula. When you enter a formula or you want to do a mathematical operation or any financial operation, you can go to the formula bar. You can use the equal to sign. So I will type the equal to sign and I can write a formula here. Okay, so let's say we want to add 3 plus 4. So I will delete. Will go out. So if I want to add 3 plus 4 and I want to put that answer under E5, so this is E5, I go to the formula bar, I click on it, I type the equal to sign, and I will type 3 on my keyboard, then plus on my keyboard, and then 5 on my keyboard, and I will press enter. And then you see that it gives you 8. So when you go back and you point to E5, you see that on the formula bar it would show you which formula you entered. Okay, if I go to a word, let's say this text, and I click, the formula bar shows me it's a text that I'm pointing to, not necessarily a formula. So the formula bar also shows you the information you've selected. So if let's say select a group of text, because I started with an empty text, it doesn't show me anything. But if I start with this and I select, it shows me the information on the first text I started, cell I started. And that is for the formula bar, what you can do with the formula bar. And if we scroll down on the formula bar here, so there's nothing much. So when you start working with it and there's a lot of history, you can see what other things you've done by using this. So the next thing we want to look at is the insert function. The insert function is typically what you see here as fx. Now remember we did a calculation to do 3 plus 5. Now it could be that you have a number of a set of numbers in your Excel and you want to add them. instead of just typing them direct. For example, let's say I put 3 here in the H5 and I put 5 here, and I still want to do the sum of 3 and 5 without doing it like this, like I did in the formula bar. So I can use insert function to add those two by trying to pick a function. So what I'll do is, first of all, make sure you position the cell pointer where you want the answer. So let's say we want the answer one cell below, so go to the insertion pointer, click there, and when you do that, you see automatically the equal to sign comes up because you didn't type it this time, and then a dialog box appears. And because I want to use or do the addition of two numbers, in this case it is called sum. This is where you can select different functions. So you can also select average if you want to calculate the average of 3 and 5. So let us select sum. It's already selected, and I'll click OK. Watch what happens. Now another box comes out, says which number do you want to add. Somehow it automatically picks the number for you, says H5 to H7, but we can indicate it separately if we want. So I can go to the first number, and I can click inside, remove whatever is there, and I will type H5 because 3 is in cell H5, and I can go to this and I can type H6. That means I'm adding 3 and 5, and you can also see what the values are here. H5 has 3, H6 has 3. You can also do it differently, so I will delete them. By the way, notice that when I did the second number, a third option, so which means you can do for more cells by typing in the address. So another way to select the 3 and 5 is by using this arrow up. When I click it, I go to the cell and I can click on the cell, and when I'm done, I will click this one to come back, and to the second one I will click this arrow, go to the cell, select it, and I will click down. And if I have a third one, I can do the same. So if I'm done, I will simply click OK, and the answer 8 will appear here. And that's basically how you use the insert function. And again, when you click to the answer, you see that on the formula bar it is displayed what type of formula or function you use. This time you didn't do 3 plus 5, you did the sum of H5 and H6. So that's another way to use it. So thank you for listening. As we come to the end of this particular video, we will continue with the other components of Microsoft Excel window. Thank you.